I will follow you down the road that may lead to our end. I will come when you sound again and again and again. I'll protect you from harm with these hands that are champions of men. You can rest in my arms again and again and again. And your Lord will get a little better as our fables unwind. But I know that you can make it through, faithful around, and I follow you down. I will follow you down. With my vision I'll help you to stand with your feet on the ground again and again and again. I will help find the way. All my wisdom to you I will lend. By your side I will stay again and again and again. And your Lord will get a little better as our fables unwind. Wanna know that you can make it through, faithful around and twisting, it's taking control. Captured your soul. We will rise, 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 we will I will follow you down. By my oath, you can call me a friend. When evil's bound, I will be there again and again and again. Through the toughest of times, my will, like a stone, I will bend. Every obstacle climbed again and again and again. And your Lord will get a little better as our fables unwind. Wanna know that you can make it through. Fun around and it's twisting, it's taking control. We will rise, we will rise. When darkness has captured your soul, we will rise. Happy Tuesday, gatherers. It's good to see you. Man, it has been a wild ride the last 48 or so hours. As many of you may or may not know, we have been on a boat down in Mexico. And before that, we have been out on the road for about a month. We deboarded the boat yesterday morning. We we picked up the van at the mechanics, partially fixed enough, I think. Drove like bandits up to St. Augustine, where we had an awesome final day of the tour show at Cafe 11, our favorite little spot on the beach. It was a great night. And man, I knew as soon as the last note on the last show of this tour was over, I was gonna want to get home to my babies. I told the bandies, I said, look, I am going to go on a crazy drive, and I'm not going to stop until I get to Maine. I am very, very happy to get you a plane ticket if you want. Poche and Alex took me up on it. They just got back a little while ago. Karina hates planes and sleeps well in a moving vehicle, so she jumped in the back of the van, and I started driving last night at 11 p.m. And aside from a couple power naps, we've been going straight. I'm a little punchy right now, a little exhausted. About 6 hours away from home. 6 hours of driving away from home. I got this, guys. I got this. I'm like so excited to be back. Karina had, before this tour, had not seen, and both, I mean, some of you know this about me already. I'm kind of a sci-fi geek, and Karina is, she's got some good sci-fi geek in her too. She hadn't seen the latest Star Trek movies that came out, and so we've been playing them in the van. I've been listening to them. I've seen them all, so I can kind of tell what's going on, and and that's been pretty fun. Before we left the gig, the amazing folks at Cafe 11 in St. Augustine loaded us up with like, I don't know, 2 or 3 meals worth of food. So we've just been like bombing. It hadn't been bad. And we are about to go, we are like minutes away from going over the Tappan Zee Bridge. And then we're about, I think about 3 hours from me dropping Karina off in Boston, and then another 3 hours until I'm back with my little babies. I get 48 beautiful hours at home, and then we're back out on the road again. I'll talk about that in a second, but it has been an amazing tour. It has been one of my, Karina and I were both talking about it while I was driving. It's been one of our best tours I think that we've maybe ever had. We started off playing in the Northeast, right? We started off gosh, where was our first show? Our first show was at the Vernon Family Farm in Exeter, New Hampshire. Beautiful, sold out night in this awesome family-run farm right near Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And then we drove the wrong direction, north, up to Damerscotta, where we raised some good money for the fish ladder up there, a tradition of ours that we love. And both my little girls and Allie came out to that show. That was a special one. From there, we cranked on down to the mountain, side of the Ramble. By the way, have you reserved your Ramble tickets yet? You can pay whatever you want, but go to getramble.com and reserve your space now. That way, our amazing volunteer army knows how much food to prep, how many porta potties to order, right? I mean, they're prepping. We're all prepping for the Ramble. It's going to be Saturday, August 24th in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. And I'll tell you, for those of you in New England, we played a lot of southern shows on this tour, and we got a lot of good people rolling up north from way down south to come and hang with us at the Ramble, and I cannot wait. So we raised some money for Touchstone Farm. One of our friends, it was rainy that day, and so even though we were at the mountain, we had to sneak over to a different location inside. But it was an awesome day. And from there, we rolled south. And we met our friend Pat McGee and our friends in the band Cersei down in Kill Devil, North Carolina, where we played for a couple days on the beach at a resort. And Pat McGee's his little excursion he calls Down the Hatch. Awesome. And from there, things got crazy and epic. Never before happened on a tour. We drove straight to Montgomery, Alabama, and we flew to Austin, Texas. Now, look, I know a lot of y'all gather a lot, so you've all been to a bunch of these places with me on the gatherings as we went. So I know this may not be news to a lot of you, but I am still so excited about it. We spent 2 days in the studio in Austin, Texas, recording some songs that I am so excited for you to hear. We flew back to Montgomery, almost missed the gig, got stuck in Dallas, Texas. Had a great show in Montgomery, Alabama for our friends and fans down there. Cranked on down to Destin, Florida, way out on the Panhandle. For an awesome night there in front of like 800 people in this beautiful field. And it was after the Destin, Florida show that the check engine lights started blinking on the van. We had 7.5, 8 hours to drive to get down to Sarasota, and the van was not very happy with us. We just had to keep pulling the van over on the side of the highway and restarting it, and we made it to Sarasota for an awesome sold out show, our first time in Sarasota. That felt so cool. I mean, it always feels great to sell out a place that we're playing, whether it's a small place or a big place. It is awesome, but it is particularly special when it's your first time playing in a city, first time playing in a venue, and boom, it's sold out. That was really cool. From there, we headed south to Fort Myers. I think that's south. I get the geography on the west coast of Florida really fucking confused, but I think we drove south from Sarasota down to Fort Myers. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we went down and then we went up. I don't know. I'm clearly not at 100% capacity right now. But we played in Fort Myers, the quirkiest show for sure on the tour. We played in a little Unitarian church space and and had a bunch of people pile in to this little churchy congregation, and we had a great night. We had a great night there. From there, we zipped across to the east side of Florida to play at one of the most beautiful theaters maybe we've ever played at, the Lyric Theater in Stuart, Florida. And man, that was a big highlight of the tour. There were so many of y'all. Again, first time in many, many years we've been to Stuart, and certainly the first time we played at a really nice place. There were so many of y'all that came out and made us feel so good. Same thing happened the next night in Boca. We played at one of our favorite hot spots, the Funky Biscuit, where they had a house band playing. By the way, in all this time, the van still not fixed, still needing to pull over to the side of the road and restart the van as we were going, because we needed to find a mechanic, but we couldn't stop the tour to get the thing fixed, so we just limped the van along. This beautiful baby has done some good work, even when she was sick on this tour. In Boca, we had a wild night. They had this house band that was crushing, playing before us, and we invited 3 of their musicians to come up. They ended up jamming with us on stage for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, playing songs, original songs, Adam Ezra Group songs, some covers. We were just figuring it out as we went, and it was awesome. From there, we zipped west again to Tampa, where we were supposed to play an awesome outdoor concert, but crazy thunderstorms came in that night, and they canceled the show on us. It was our one cancellation on the whole tour. But we knew we were going to be leaving the next day for tour. So, our amazing friend Robin found a restaurant right on the water that served delicious tropical beverages. And we just invited all our friends in the area and all the cruisers that were getting ready to go on a boat, even though we were like, well, we don't have an official show, but we're just gonna show up at this restaurant, come and hang with us. And it was an awesome hang. We played acoustic there, and the next morning I dropped the van off at a mechanic that we found in Tampa. We boarded a boat, and we spent 4 incredible, magical days on the water. It was, I mean, we were expecting great things on this cruise just because we have great people, right? Like, I mean, really, I was telling people before we even got on the boat, like, we could be locked in a warehouse for 4 days and it wouldn't matter. It'd be a magical 4 days, right? But we were on this beautiful luxury cruise ship, playing concerts every day. Some of the brave cruisers woke up with me early in the morning, each morning, to do a little exercising. It was so great. It was so great. And at the end of the cruise, we announced officially next year's cruise. We have not, for those of you that weren't there, I think right now tickets are only available for people that were on the boat. But within the next, I don't know, days, we're going to announce next year's cruise. It is going to be in June, but guess what? For those of you in the Northeast, we are not leaving from Florida. You do not have to fly down to Florida to come on a cruise with us. It is taken off out of New Jersey, and it is going to Bermuda. 5 days. We go like a day and a half out. We park on the island for 2 days, and then we come back afterwards. We had so much fun on the ship that, like, if the cruise was tomorrow, I'd be excited to just get right back on a boat again. It was that magical. So if I was a smarter, better man and band leader, I would have those exact dates for you. But I know Robin is hanging out with you, and maybe some other cruisers, and y'all can share the date. I know it's in June, mid-June sometime, and it's gonna be. I can't wait. I can't wait. Got off the ship, picked up the van, played our awesome show that I talked about earlier, and we've been driving ever since. Home stretch, y'all. Home stretch. I want to thank you, all of y'all, right? I mean, we literally got to cross paths with like a few thousand of our fans, that most of whom don't get to see us very often because we don't get to go south. You were so inspiring to play for. It is so cool. It's never lost on me, right? Coming from where I've come from as an artist and as a musician, that y'all are out there all over this country listening to our music, and man, it is the best feeling to be 2,000 miles away from home and to have good people come out and sing my songs with me. It's just an honor. Meanwhile, the bandies crushed it. Before we left for tour, we talked about this on the gathering. Like, one of the joys of being a part of a band is that you just, when you're playing every night, when you are trying to catch planes and boats, when you are dealing with challenges that come up, sometimes technical, broken instruments, broken vans, right? 95-degree weather and outdoor concert. I mean, you have to deal with some hardships while you're on the road, right? Messed up hotel reservations, like all sorts of stuff happens. And it either, right, if you have the right team, if you have the right musicians, right, if everybody is committed to doing the thing that you do, you get better. You get closer, and you get better. And when we talked about this tour before we left, that was one of the things that I was telling you all about. One of the things I was looking forward to the most, getting better with my bandies. And I don't know, I think it might have happened. All right, I'm gonna shut up and play a song. I've been talking a lot. You can tell I'm punchy, right? Okay. The wind blows gusty torrents past the vendors in the streets. The morning glistens softly off the heroes and the cheats. I can hear the raucous rhythm as my heart beats with the dawn. It's another day out rambling, yeah, keeping on. And the colors burn like a phoenix on the canvas of the times. Beauty and repulsion, hand in hand, a flipping dimes. The stenographer keeps busy, but he skips the subtle songs. You gotta listen like I'm hunted. Yeah, I'm keeping on. And I'm walking with a purpose. Though I don't know where I'll go, I may hit the bullseye running. I might never even know. Yesterday may still just happen as tomorrow starts again. They'll smile like I'm familiar, like they know just where I've been, and I am shaking hands with strangers. Taste the colors on my tongue like a sunrise on the mountain, like a brass band in my lungs that exhausts me to euphoria. It rings me like a gong, peaceful bliss, whirling everything. I'm keeping on. Meanwhile, the righteous politicians in the end all have their price. They're now holed up with the preachers in the alley playing dice. And it all comes down like clockwork, and the clock it plays along. It may lull the eager supplicants, but I'm keeping on. Meanwhile, our brothers and our sisters, they march out over foreign lands, in the mountains and the oceans, in the jungles and the sands, and our hearts are marching with them. We want them homeward bound, we'll insist. Then we'll shout, then we'll make that deafening sound. And if that ain't patriotic, grab a book and have a read. ascension based upon morality is how this country came to be. We raise rebel ruckus forces, howl until they're gone. Patriotic faithful, keeping on. And I promise I won't judge you by the way you comb your hair, how you live or who you answer to in the times of desperate prayer. If you're afraid to chat with sinners, I'll just shake your palm. I still love you, sister, brother. Yeah, but keep it on. Meanwhile, Jesus has a theme park, and our country is a brand owned by 50 men in China who've purchased all the land, and we're selling arms for money. Says what we do the best to get them made by Lockheed Martin. The in-crowd will invest in our oil. It comes from lands that claim the West are crooked blights. Sometimes I sit down, soak it in. Gotta wonder if they're right. It's enough to make you dizzy. Play the fool or play along. Well, my dunce cap was tall and mighty. Yeah, I'm keeping on. Past the point of crime, my reserves are in the drain. But I'm scratching like a tomcat and I'm tumbling like rain. Thinking about the answers when all I'll know before I'm gone is that I'm nothing without everyone. Yeah, I'll keep it on. Meanwhile, the crime lords got their pardons and they're now on the prowl. The sprawling whirlwind marketplace sells voodoo candy now. The dandelion plagiarists, man, they pop up like disease. And the investment-hungry pirates, man, they're doing what they please. And the yawning vestal virgins all have given up the dream. And the prosthetic prophet con men will soon be coming clean. And the road to peace is just about as dark as it is long. With my canteen and my walking stick, I will keep it on. Yeah, I will stand up on the mountain, shout and let the bastards come. Dirty and exhausted, chew the fines like it's gum. Cause us troubadours turn taps to a jubilation song. Shuffling past infinity, yeah, we'll keep it on. Yeah, it's music that I'm talking about. The rhythms that I breathe, the shady deeds in Tin Pan Alley, to the rustling of the trees, gunshots, the raindrops, our sorrow, our pride. It stuffs me like a suitcase. You take me for this ride, and our planet spits out hip-hop, and I sit on the same time. From the baby sleeping soundly to the wrestling's feudal crimes. When I read the paper over bacon, when I'm shuffling through the throngs, I am humbled by its beauty. Keep going. The owl's looking over me, it knows me like itself. All of my desires placed for later on the shelf. There's dirt beneath my fingernails, there's havoc in my yawn. I would love with crisp abandon. Yeah, I would keep it on. I would keep it on. It's like a sunrise on a mountain, yeah. It's like a brass band in my lungs. It exhausts me to euphoria. This home is coming on. Home is coming on. Home is coming on. Hey. The wind blows gusting torrents past the vendors in the streets. Cheers. It has been an honor being out on tour with y'all. I just consider you all coming with us. That's how it feels. I mean, we get to check in enough. And man, I did. I did. It was awesome to see so many people, right? Uh, uh, Come down and see us in southern venues, right? That hadn't seen us down south before. It's very cool because it's like, right? As the community grows, as this community grows and stretches around the country and around the world, right? Found that out when we went to Germany the first time this year, right? Like, there are people out there listening, right? And when you're a little indie band, right? Like us, when you are an underground movement, right? It happens word of mouth. There are little rivulets that spread their tentacles out, right, with the music, and so every city, right, one city, you might have an awesome like following, and just a couple miles down the road, they may never have heard of you, right, and a couple hours down the road over here, you might have a pocket of fans, and over here, not so much, right, and you get to see the same thing that has happened with us over a very long stretch of time in New England happening quicker in all these other places that we're going. Each time we're coming out, folks that are listening to us down there are bringing more folks, and this is really, really fun. It is really fun. So I'm going to get home late tonight, and I'm going to finish this gathering early so I can get back on the road. But I needed to spend a little bit of time with you guys before getting back. It's a Tuesday night, date night, and I had to spend a little time debriefing. Between now and July, we have a handful of really fun shows up in New England, and I want to like quickly tell you about them. This Friday, we're going to be in Salisbury Beach, Massachusetts, where the Ramble used to be held, for those of you in New England that remember those good old days. It's a place called the Blue Ocean Music Hall, and it is beautiful. The whole side of this building, it is like on stilts over the water. It's this awesome, like 400 or 500 person venue, and a whole wall is just glass looking out over the ocean. It is awesome. So we're gonna play there on Friday, and let me see if I can remember. Saturday we're going down to Connecticut, and we're going to be playing a charity event in Guilford, raising money for some of the local veterans down in Connecticut who are struggling. We're super honored to be invited and be a part of that event. That'll be a really great adventure. Just 2 shows this coming weekend, the 21st and 22nd. I get a handful more days home with my girls up in Maine. And then on Thursday of next week, I believe it is the 27th, we are going to be in Arundel, Maine, at a place called Vinegar Hill. It is one of the coolest little theaters. They redid it. They created awesome sound in that space. We've had so many great nights there over the past, 5 or 6 years. It is always just a joy to be there. Friday, no show. I'm gonna get to hang with my family on Friday the 28th, and on the 29th, we are going to be playing our 3rd year in a row at Whaleback Mountain in Enfield, New Hampshire. This is a really amazing family-run ski resort, and during the summer, in the back of the lodge, they've got this beautiful deck, and we set up when we play an outdoor concert. People come from all over, and they just set up picnic tables and blankets and chairs, and it is a great afternoon. That's going to be on Saturday the 29th, and then on Sunday the 30th. This is exciting. one of the epic, most famous music venues in all of New England, closed down during COVID and is now reopened in Northampton, Massachusetts. Iron Horse. This place has been a legendary folk and independent music venue for decades and decades and decades, and they have now opened their doors again, and we get to play there the last day of June. So 5 awesome shows coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I just think I think that maybe y'all should just, I don't know, caravan to all of them, Traveling Village. What do you say? We'll be letting y'all know over, I'm sure, like the next week or so. We'll be officially announcing the Bermuda cruise next year, leaving out of Jersey. It's going to be 5 days, and I'm super excited about that. And of course, now that we're back in New England, now that it is summertime, it is officially Ramble season. So you're going to start hearing a whole lot about the Ramble coming up. Our volunteer army has never been bigger and stronger. The mountain has never looked better. I am super excited to tell you about all our friends who are coming to play music with us that day. We'll be doing the after party the morning after, as is tradition, back at the range. There's a lot of good stuff happening this summer, and you would think after a month like the month we had, I would just want to go home and crawl into a cave and sleep. And part of me wants to do that, or at least just crawl into a cave with my wife and baby daughters and not leave for a month. And it is going to be a little bit of a tease to get home and then have to go back out and play like pretty soon after getting back. But there's so much good stuff happening with the music these days. There's so much good stuff happening with my bandies and this community. It's totally a first world problem. Anyways, this was a very blubbery gathering tonight. I talked a whole lot, didn't get to too many songs, but I want to thank you for giving me a good break. I needed a break from driving, and I appreciate it. Karina, my co-pilot on this trip, says hi. She's out stretching her legs, and she will be. She and I were both geeking out about the shows that we have coming up the rest of this month. Great spots to play, and can't wait to just keep on rolling. Assuming the van stays on the road. And we have some problem solving to do on that. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the signs of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the drink that we share. raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. But these moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and none we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one day slow. Let us drink one day fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Here's to the drink that we share. Cheers. It's an honor getting to hang with y'all every week. It really is. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you again soon.